Buyer's remorse. Let's talk about it.
In 2022, we purchased our first townhome, and it's 2025 and our home has not gained any equity. Nothing. Nothing at all. I could go into this. I'm still so mad at myself about this. I actually got my real estate license and I was going to be a realtor. Anyways, I was the one that was the realtor for our purchase. My broker was not helpful at all. Not at all. I made such a big financial mistake. I mean, clearly, right? We have no equity in our home. We overpaid completely. Broker didn't care. She got a nice cut off of our sale. So many things went wrong, like so many things. I still can't get over it. I'm talking about it. It's 2025. I'm still not over it. I could do a whole series of like this, but it's insane. Anyone have any advice on how to get over these things? Because don't know how to forgive myself for this financial mistake.
You know what the other scary part about that is she said that she's had, no equity increase in her home besides the, probably a little bit that she's paid off from the principal pay down from her paying her monthly mortgage payment. Is that what happens if the market turns around drastically, right? Now she not only has no equity in her property, but she also is now underwater, which means, I get this question a lot. I was like, well, what does that exactly mean? When you're underwater on a property, guys, that means that the amount that you've paid for it and the amount that you owe, to the bank for that mortgage is less than what you can sell the property for. So that means you have to come up with the difference. So here, quick example. Let's say you owe $100,000 to make numbers easy on a house. That's what you owe. But you can only sell the property for $75,000 because that's where market prices are. That means you're now short $25,000 in the home in order to sell it. And if you are maxed out on your budget and let's say one of you lose a job and now you can't afford the mortgage payment, that's how foreclosures happen. And we haven't seen this happen in the real estate market since 08, 09. And now, I don't know if we're going to go back to those levels or what's going to cause that, but I'm just saying we've been in a bull market for the past 15 years that a lot of these newer home buyers don't realize or understand what a non-bullish real estate market looks like. And it's scary. It really is. And I have a feeling that if we do see a big downturn in the real estate market, which I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but if we do see a downturn in the real estate market pricing-wise, then there may be a lot of underwater buyers who've bought within the past 2 to 3 years.
This is where all of my money goes. Every time a bill comes, I just hate owning a home because who needs to pay $250 for fucking electric?
I'm not laughing at her, but like legit though. Like my wife and I just got our electric bill and it was for the month of July and it was terribly hot here in Missouri for July. Horrible. 95 plus degrees and just straight humidity. Felt like 100 plus degree. It was nasty. So our AC's been running a lot, and when your AC runs a lot, your electric bill's higher. We got our electric bill back, and I was just shocked at what it was. So I understand and I feel with her. That's my inner self right now when I got the electric bill. But that's just one of the small pieces, guys, that comes with buying a home. And that's why, guys, it's so important that we understand the numbers when we're getting into a house, right? And that takes research on your part. Not only are you paying for the mortgage, but you also have, your taxes and insurance, which a lot of times is wrapped up into your mortgage. But you also have maintenance you have to worry about. You have, utility bills that cost a lot more if you're buying a larger home than probably the apartment that you're coming from. So there's a lot of different things that go into owning a home that I think a lot of people don't think about. And that same thing applies, guys, when we're looking at investing in real estate. Like I talk about my rental properties, my rental property investments that I have. When I was looking at investing in those properties, I ran the numbers. I looked at the numbers to make sure I was buying the house properly so it would actually work as an investment. And I'll be honest too, guys, whenever it comes to my rental properties, I don't manage those myself anymore. I have a property manager who handles the day-to-day stuff. But that's exactly why I love Baselane. Baselane will let you run your rental properties like a real business without having to be in the weeds. Your property manager can tag you in all the transactions inside Baselane while you get real-time reporting, property by property breakdowns, and total visibility into the cash flow without having to text and ask, hey, did rent come in yet? It's an all-in-one banking and finance platform built for landlords like us. Smart banking with a high-yield savings account, AI-powered bookkeeping that keeps me tax-ready automatically, and automated rent collections so I'm never chasing payments. Now, whether you're managing everything yourself or you have a team like I do, Baselane saves hours every month and helps you scale faster with total control in sight. If you're serious about building long-term wealth in real estate, try Baselane using my link and even get a $100 bonus when you fund your account. Just head over to baselane.com/JJBuckner. I'll also have the link down below in my description and a pinned comment as well.
I honestly wish somebody would have told me how overrated it is to own a home. My fiance and I just sold our house. We are back to renting. I'm ecstatic. He's ecstatic. We're saving so much. We were really young and stupid when we bought our house, so I'll give you that. But the weight that has been lifted off of our shoulders is, I can't explain it. There is so much maintenance that comes with the house, and our mortgage was ridiculously expensive. I can't even say the number because I'm embarrassed. We are probably not going to buy again for a very long time, or at least until we find our forever home. Just a PSA. If you're not ready for the maintenance and the cost that it comes to own a house, don't do it. Take your time. Please take your time. Find a good realtor.
Now, see, that is the problem, I think, with today and your millennial and Gen Z buyers is that, let's think about this. 20 years ago, mortgages were not anywhere near where they are now because of the price of homes. I get some of you guys, some of you boomers in the comment section, but, oh, well, it was 18% interest back when I bought in the 70s or 80s. Yeah, but one, the property was, $50,000 and, the wages made sense for with the interest rate and the price to buy that home did. I mean, today, that's not the case. Today, wages are nowhere near where they should be, at least for where cost of living is currently. And then when you go buy a home at a 7% interest rate, it's not $70,000, it's probably $700,000. Or if you're in the Midwest, $300,000, $400,000, which is still an just ungodly amount of mortgage payment, guys. Because not only that, you also have to tack into insurance or tack on insurance and taxes that have also rapidly increased over the past 20 years and probably have mortgage insurance to add on top of that. So yes, these mortgage payments can get out of hand very quickly. And if you guys do not think wisely about the decision that you are making when you go to buy a home, this can really, really hurt you financially. And that's why I think a lot of the millennials and the Gen Zers are either choosing to stay renting or they're choosing to now sell their homes that they bought a few years ago, and they're going back to renting because of how much easier renting is. I say it all the time on the channel, guys. I'm a fan of renting, especially in today's age. If you know the house you're going to buy, you're not going to live in for, I would say, 7+ years. Now, if you have a family and you're looking to buy a home and you can afford it, it makes up around 25 to 35% of your take-home pay. You can afford that mortgage payment, by all means, buy it. Buy it, live in it, raise your family in there. At least know you're going to live in there for the next 5 to 7 years because, the markets are always in cycles. And I think generally over time, if you're, the long-term horizon, if you bought your house, you're going to come out ahead down the road. But if you're buying for a short-term purchase, I would say you're probably better off renting. One, because of the flexibility. You can leave whenever you want as long as your lease is up. Two, the other big benefit there is maintenance, right? Whenever there's maintenance issues, call your landlord when you're renting. When you own the home, it's 100% on you guys. And those are the things all homeowners have to think about. I think the other biggest misconception here is a lot of people jump into buying a home because that's the American dream, but they're not financially prepared to do so. That's, I think, also a big problem we have in society is everyone's pushing you to buy this home. You have this sense of urgency if you don't have a home and you're missing out. And I think that's just not the case. I think people need to set up financially a little more and then be prepared to buy a house. Don't just jump into it because that's what everyone around you is telling you what to do.
People telling me owning a home is the best investment you could ever have. I do believe that to be true. That don't change the fact that I'm tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the problems that it come with. I'm tired of all the responsibility, hanging on my shoulders. I miss renting. I feel like I had more freedom with renting. Now, I know when you rent, you're paying month to month and all that money is going down the drain. It's not going towards nothing. It's not investing in nothing. I know that. And I don't care. I thought about it so much. Selling my house and going back to live with my mother. Because why not? I don't have kids. I don't have a man. I don't have any drama that I would bring my mama. And I can pay all her bills. Mind you, my mama still live in the projects and income-based housing. She doesn't pay rent anyway. We'll be over there living like kings and queens. Jesus Christ.
The more expensive things get, the more I think we're going to see of this. I really do. Because cost of living is still rising. Home prices are still higher than ever. Here's a thought, guys. This is kind of a random thought here. Now, I think this would probably be a huge hit to the real estate market short term. I think long term, this would maybe help it out down the road. I'm very curious to hear everyone's thoughts on this. But I was thinking, and as a real estate investor, I don't know if I would like this right off the bat, because of what it would do to my property value of my current home and, my current investments. But what would happen, let's think about this, what would happen if we got rid of the 30-year mortgage? Think about that for a second. We got rid of the 30-year mortgage and we only went to a 15-year mortgage. That would cut out so many buyers for these homes that sellers would have to lower costs. Now again, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate in the comment section for this, but and I'm not saying we have to do that, I'm just saying, what if? Let's say a little experiment here is what we're doing on the channel. If we got rid of the 30-year loan, that means your mortgage payment's now going to be higher because there's only a 15-year loan option available. There's going to be hardly any buyers out there right now, as it's already kind of tough to get, good quality buyers right now anyways. That would send prices plummeting in the real estate market. Now, I'm not calling for that. I'm not saying, I'm just thinking, what if? But over time, people have homes paid off in only 15 years, not 30. So not only are we not stretching out, the lifeline of somebody paying a mortgage for the life of their, for their entire life, basically, but if they live in that house for just 15 years, it's completely paid off. The problem is, in the short term, that would absolutely, I think, I'm just going to say it would hurt the real estate market really hard. It would. But I think over the long term, and if there was a way we could slowly get down to that, now we're knocking down to 25 years, then the max is 20 after 5 years, then the max is the 15 after another 5 years. But I really think this is going to get more popular as prices stay up, and as they stay higher, there's a lot more people are going to be like, you know what? Maybe renting wasn't so bad.
Everyone's like, buy a house. You need to do it to be financially secure. I have a leak in my apartment right now. I just called the guy. He's coming in an hour. I'm paying nothing. It's not my responsibility. I'm going about my day. If I was a homeowner, I'd be screaming, crying, and shitting. So maybe this is your daily dose of de-influencing.
Screaming, crying, and shitting. That's funny. Okay, so yes, that is a benefit of renting, right? That is the benefit that comes of you putting your money towards nothing every month. There's pros and cons to everything in life, guys. Now, I'm a big believer in home ownership, but I'm also, in today's market, a big believer in home ownership if you're going to be living in that home for the long term, 7+ years. If you're only buying this home to maybe live in it for a year or two and then you're either going to upgrade or move somewhere, you're probably better off renting. And my wife and I had the discussion when we bought this house a year ago. We said, what are the chances of us moving in? And it was, less than 10%, at least for the next 5 to 7 years. So we said, okay, well, then we're probably going to buy a house. If we were going to be moving within the next year to 3 years, I would have rented. Even though it would have been a lot of money out of my pocket, the flexibility, the uncertainty in the real estate market, and just the extra added cost that comes with owning a home with not a for sure guarantee that prices are going to go up in the short term, I would say you're probably better off renting. Now, if you're looking at the investing side, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. You have to make sure you analyze the property and look at your numbers. Are you buying this with debt? You better be calculating the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, the maintenance, the capex, everything that goes into owning a property. You need to make sure you're accounting for that. When you go to buy an investment, you don't just take the rent that you're going to get and subtract the mortgage. And if you have more than rent than the mortgage costs, you're going to be cash flow. And that's not how it works. Trust me, that is not how it works. As an investor, you have to make sure you got your numbers correct. Now, guys, that's kind of where I'm at on this. Home buyer's remorse, I think, is picking up very quickly as we move on into this weird world we're living in right now. I just want to let it be known to all of you, make sure you're making the right decision whenever it comes to buying a home.